Everybody. My name is Jasmine Loney, or as my friends affectionately call me, J-Lo. I'm here just because I've recently been getting a lot of questions about my study abroad experience. For those of you who do know me personally, know that I have traveled abroad a lot. And the best part about it is I got to do it on somebody else's dime. Yes, you heard that. I got to go study abroad for free. Well, the first time at least. And I really just wanted to be able to help somebody else out who might be wanting to go abroad, but you certainly see that nice hefty price tag that's attached to it, especially if you're a college student. So I wanted to give you a couple easy steps that help me to be able to study abroad for free, and hopefully it will also help you to, even if not for free, definitely cut down the cost. Stay tuned. Just to give you guys a little background on me, I was a double major in undergrad in public relations and Spanish. I graduated in 2013 from Western Michigan University. I received half of my Spanish degree and training from CEA Global Studies in Buenos Aires, Argentina, which is where I first studied abroad. The second time I got to study abroad was for my master's degree program. I received my MBA in international business from Georgia State University. I participated in the Global Partner MBA program where we actually had several global modules where we got to study business from the international perspective with a specific focus in commercial diplomacy. The first time we got to study abroad was in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. The second time was in China. We then went directly from China to Paris, France. And while in France, we also got to jump over to Belgium for a little bit. So it was nice because you definitely got the global aspect in a very fast pace, which was wonderful. You got to experience the food, the people, just everything. It was wonderful. Probably one of the best experiences I've ever had being abroad. So back to the point of this video. Step one, I would tell you guys to make sure you identify the program that you want, the program that's going to best help you to further your education and really help you in your future goals. For me, I knew it was being able to speak Spanish. Spanish is something that I loved. I love the culture. I love the language. I love the food. I love the people. Just everything about it really just interested me from a young age. I started learning Spanish when I was 8, thanks to my mom who put me in classes early, much to my dismay because it meant I had to get up super early in the morning before school to go to Spanish lessons. But definitely appreciate it now. Thank you, Mom. And I really just took those lessons and I really transferred them over to when I went to high school, allowed that passion to carry me over into college, and that's where I actually decided to make it my major. When I got into my junior year in college, that's when I decided I wanted to go study abroad. So I applied to my program, which was to go to Buenos Aires, Argentina, a year before I was actually scheduled to leave for Argentina. The good part about this is it allowed me time to search for scholarship money. So first step, just apply for the program. Find the program you want to go to, just apply and get into the program. Some of the scholarship opportunities I found out about weren't available to me until I actually got into the program because they reserve those specifically for people who are in the program and only those individuals. So just apply, get in, see what happens. For me, it required a language competency exam. So little known fact, I actually failed my exam the first time I went in to apply. I did. No one actually knows that. I was so nervous. I stumbled over all of my words. I couldn't remember basic Spanish conjugations. But you know what? It's okay. I took their feedback. I went home. I studied. I spoke with some of my Dominican friends on campus, and I would ask them to only talk to me in Spanish. I also worked in a department on campus where many of my colleagues were Spanish speaking, native Spanish speakers, and they would only talk to me in Spanish. I went back a couple months later, applied for the same program, and I got in. God is good. I was definitely a nervous wreck the second time, but being able to take that small defeat and going back and using it constructively to really pick myself up and really make myself study harder and come back made it that much more appreciative, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have appreciated this experience as much as I do now. Step 2 is to search for scholarships within that department, even aside from the ones that they tell you when you first get in the program. I started by asking my program director, the minute I got my acceptance letter, I was like, hey, I need to know what scholarships are available to me because I need to figure out a way to pay for this. You have your flight to pay for, you have your housing to pay for, and of course you want to have some spending money while you're there so you can go and explore. So he told me the scholarships that were available. I applied to absolutely every one of them. I think there was like 5 at the time that were available to us. I applied to every single one of them as early as possible. You want to make sure you get your application as early in the door as you can. The second thing that I did was I looked just in the Spanish department in general. Any scholarship that was available, even if it wasn't specifically for my program, I applied for it. Some scholarships are only available to freshmen. I applied to that one too, even though I clearly was not a freshman at the time. Some scholarships are only available to graduate students. I applied for that too. And actually, I ended up getting some of those because what you'll find is some people don't apply to those scholarships. And so that money just ends up sitting there. So instead of just letting it sit there, the university has that ability to give that money to whomever else has chosen to apply. In this case, it happened to be me. So, which brings me to my third point. Search outside of your department. I literally applied to every single department on Western Michigan University's campus. I was a double major in PR and Spanish. I applied to scholarships in the psychology department. I applied to scholarships in pretty much all of the science departments. I applied in the French department. Any department you can think of, I looked for scholarships that had anything to do with international studies, and I applied. I sent out so many applications. I think I still have the folder full of all the essays that I wrote, but it paid off in the end. And for the fourth and final step, I would just say be patient. Trust me, I know it's easier said than done, but just be patient. At this point, you've identified your program, you've applied to all your scholarships, you've looked outside of your department, and you've done all your due diligence. You put in all of your work. Just be patient and trust that it will all pay off. For me, for example, I was well into my program. I would say about a month or so into it before I heard anything back from any of the scholarships I had applied to. Mind you, I got into my program a year before I even left. So that's 12 months of waiting and just patience and really just hoping that somebody was going to call me and say that they were going to help me pay for this hefty international studies bill. So about a month or so in, my mom calls me and she's like, you got pretty much most of the scholarships that I had applied to. I got all the ones that I applied to within the Spanish department, and I got a couple more from the psychology department and one of the other science departments. And I literally got so much scholarship money that the loans that I took out to cover the balance of my tuition for that semester, those scholarships were enough to cover those loans, and literally they paid back the loans that I had taken out that semester and gave me a small surplus to even have money to be able to spend while I was still abroad. So if you don't believe me, I promise you, you will appreciate it when you graduate, when it's loan money, a little bit less loan money that you won't have to pay back. It pays to do your due diligence. If you are wanting to study abroad, to do your due diligence and search for the department that you want to study for. 2, identify any scholarship opportunities within that department. I'm hoping this video was a help to somebody out there today, be it if you're wishing to study abroad and you're trying to go for free, or you're just looking to cut down on that price tag. I'm hoping that this video helps you in some shape, form, or fashion. If there were any questions you had that I wasn't able to answer in the video, please feel free to comment below and I'll be happy to get back to you. Or you can shoot me an email at jloney91@gmail.com. That's JLONEY91@gmail.com. Also, I'm proud to announce that starting March 1st, I will be offering virtual Spanish tutoring services. So be it Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, whatever it may be, whatever best suits your needs, wherever you are in the world, I'm happy to be your personal tutor. There'll be more information about that coming soon. If you have any questions in the interim, please feel free to shoot me an email at jloney91.com.